You already started the show. Went a little faggy with that one. Sorry. Cage the Elephant and Cigarette Daydream. Been kind of liking that song.
It was beautiful.
Lately. Thank you. Vic Henley is here. He walks in and he goes, "You don't need me today. You got Sherrod Small."
It's true.
And then
absolutely true.
And then I find out that you guys really know each other.
Oh, yes.
I know you comics know each other, but you guys really know each other.
We hang all the time.
No, right.
We've been at each
it's
other's
bad. He's
apartments.
been I've seen things I can't even. There's like subpoenas.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
He's been in a room when my penis has been out.
I'm not allowed.
You've seen his penis too.
Oh, and on tape and live.
It leaves you no choice. There's no way for you to see
forces
it. It taps you on your shoulder.
It's like John Boehner. He's got an agenda.
Me and Sherrod getting even closer in recent months.
That's
I feel
true.
like I'm going to see your penis soon.
Yes, it's only a matter of time.
All right, that's fair enough.
It's veiny and angry, so be prepared.
Looks like a Snickers bar.
I thought you said niggers bar.
Hey, it's March. It's no longer February. I wouldn't be making that joke.
I'd be honored to see your penis now that we're getting closer.
Nice.
It's just a weird fucking thing that happens with you guys.
Between friends, between buddies.
Right. I was just going for a smoke.
I knew Jimmy and I hit it off when I finally, saw his penis.
Yes, I've seen Jimmy's penis. He got a nice mule.
Story with me, he gets this woman. I'll say woman from back in the day. No, she actually was a woman.
Oh, was she?
No, I'm sure.
But
This was pre-op.
But I'll go lady in. I'll go lady in. In quotations.
Okay.
She took a bus from I think Cleveland, a local.
What?
She took a local just to see Jimmy.
Amazing.
We were doing the NEW show back in the day, and Jimmy, during commercials, took off with this fine young lady. Rumor has it he did her over a toilet in the bathroom.
Fine.
And then she's probably thinking, "Hey, man, I took this local from Cleveland. It took me all fucking night to get here and all day because we were doing afternoons." She's thinking maybe the weekend with Jim Norton, maybe some dinner after the show. Show ends at 7 at night.
Right.
And Jimmy goes, "Hey, man, I'm dropping her off at Port Authority," which is the bus stop.
Right.
So basically, right after.
A nice one.
So after taking the local from Cleveland, she was in town maybe 3 hours, 4 hours tops. And Jimmy's like, "You want to get something to eat, after we, drop her off at Port Authority." So now we're stuck in traffic in Times Square. And then he moves the rear view mirror on an angle and starts pointing down at his crotch so I could see him getting a blowjob in the middle of Times Square.
Good friend.
On the way to Port Authority to drop her back off so she could take the local back to Cleveland.
That's Jimmy. That's our Jimmy.
That's when I knew me and Jimmy were, we're finally in the spot.
Of course.
We were in the zone.
No. Mike Norton did the same thing for me a couple of nights ago. Mike Norton. He's met Mike Norton.
Norton?
Mike Norton is Chuck Norton. I've known him since I was 5 years old. I've told stories about him on the show before.
He's a crazy son of a bitch.
Yeah, he had him up, feet towards the sky, head towards the ground. He's a crazy hillbilly idiot. And he met Sherrod and Tony Rock at the same time. They started talking wrestling. And next thing you know, Sherrod's head was down towards the ground. And Norton's only about 5'7", 5'8".
He's like the Polish Hammer, that dude.
Yeah, he's
Ivan Putski.
But whatever. Now, but I have to always, because I do the show so much, and then because I talk about Norton so much, I have to always go, no, my Norton.
Right. My Norton. He is country.
Yeah, he's out of his mind.
Does he do comedy?
No, God, no, fuck no. He barely does life.
Nice.
I met Tim Hudson through Vic Henley too.
Really?
The whole pitching staff. He had the whole pitching staff for the Atlanta Braves come to the show.
Kimbrell's from Alabama, and Hudson went to Auburn. So there's a double on the Braves. Then I get a message from him going, "Hey, look who I'm hanging with." I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
It was like, "How the fuck do you know the Henleys?"
Well, Vic comes on and he tells these stories, and I don't believe him.
Oh, it's so true.
But then he backs up everything. And now at this point, I think I got to start believing that you know Charles Barkley and all these other.
He knows. He totally knows.
It's crazy, but true.
He told. I remember a good guy like 19 years ago. The All-Star game was here, not the most recent one from like
a long time ago.
Time ago.
At the Garden.
And he's there, and I knew he was going the night before, and we talked to a bunch of people. And Tracy McGrady got like a one hop off the back. They did the old Harlem Globetrotters. Two of them topped it, bang bang, and tipped it twice, and then the third guy comes in and slams it.
Dunks.
And I knew he was there, and I called him. I was like, "Oh my fucking god!" And he answered the phone.
That's
He's
right.
like, "Tracy McGrady, motherfucker!"
In the middle of the garden.
And I'm like, "Oh man!"
So how do you guys know each other?
Comedy.
But
yeah.
I mean, he helped you, Sherrod?
Definitely.
Back in the day?
Yeah, William Stevenson hates everybody, and William liked him and Tony Rock. Is how
When
it
we first
all
started
out.
They
Yeah,
took us
William-
under their wing.
Yeah. William Stevenson was at the comic strip, and
that's cool.
William hates everybody. And I came in one night, and he goes, "Hey, have you met Sherrod and Tony Rock?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "These are really?" And I'm like, "You're recommending somebody out of the clear blue for no fucking reason at all?" And he went, "Yeah." I'm like, "What if you had your 2 Heinekens tonight?" You know, because William's pretty straight and never has no kindness in his heart at all. Has not 1 ounce of goodness, and unsolicited introduced me to this
God, that's kind of cool.
piece of shit who I've been stuck with.
I was trying to figure out who to do the show with today because you got Jimmy down in Tampa doing the big Mike Colta show.
Who's he down there with? Bobby and
Yeah, Bobby and
Artie Lange.
and Artie Lang, and I think the show's tomorrow night.
That's almost as good as what we're doing here today.
Almost.
That's almost.
And I just figured you guys would, kind of get along and have a little chemistry. I didn't know that you guys really
No,
knew
we
each
go
other.
back.
I've seen his dick in my house.
Yes.
That's not only have I seen his dick, I've seen his dick in my
That's
house.
strong.
Not in an accidental pee situation either.
No, it was all purpose.
That's right. It's before I had the cameras up.
I left my phone at home. I'm freaking out.
Did you really?
It's the
I would
weirdest
lose
thing
it.
when you fucking lose.
I would lose
I
my
didn't
mind.
bring mine on purpose.
Huh?
The last time I was on here, everybody gave me a bunch of shit because I didn't have it with me. And then I'm like, today. So today I went, no, I'm not fucking bringing it.
You're a strange man.
I got it in my pocket. I'm sure I can find it. It's in my coat in the office. It's in my
freak
coat in the
out.
office.
I pulled up to the building
I'm doing something
and I
else.
went, fuck, I don't have my phone and I didn't have time to circle back and get it. I feel fucking.
I know.
Empty.
That's why. That's the
Empty.
difference between I could have been 7:15 or 7:01, and I went nope 7:01.
Right.
And
It's the
why do
weirdest thing. It's the
aren't you
weirdest
working?
thing.
It's the
Why
weirdest
do you even
feeling.
talk to? Both of y'all suck.
Well, no, it just shows you're kind of addicted to your phone. We all
Yeah.
are because you're right. I don't need it.
No, right.
But
You're
after I
working.
read 3 papers, I try to go through 3
Oh,
papers
man.
before the show. That
Okay.
quick, just
Yeah.
nonsense headline reading, and maybe the first paragraph. I'm not like, I shouldn't brag too much. And then after that, I just kind of start scrolling on my phone because I'm ready. I've done all that,
Right.
and then I'm just using it for nonsense. So now I'm just wandering around having conversations with people.
That's the worst
What
thing.
the fuck is a conversation in this day and
humanity.
age?
It's called humanity.
Yeah.
Sorry to make you talk. I agree with you. Why the fuck would you want to talk to anybody? All you're
Because
gonna-
your phone is
Yeah.
more than your phone.
Right.
Even when you don't want to talk to people and you ain't even doing shit with your phone, you can use that to get people out of your face. Be like, God.
Oh yes.
That's why people stopped talking on the phone. That's why texting. That's why texting became popular. I will no longer talk on the device that was created for me to talk on. I have no time for
Even
you.
the white
text
headphones.
text time. No.
White headphones look like they're always on. You just if they're in your ear,
Right.
they're white. People they assume that they're already turned on.
Right. There was a fan in my gym that would just bother me every single time I was there. So I started wearing headphones that weren't attached to anything.
Right.
I
Didn't
just
matter.
would put it in my pocket.
Not true.
The best thing.
And then I'd walk by and hey, give him the big hi, what's
Right.
up, and then I was able to move on without that small talk every fucking day.
It's
I
like
went to the
security.
gym. Right.
Every time he's on stage, I do that.
the whole audience does that.
The entire audience. See, he always ups my joke. He does a better joke. I try to poop on him. I cannot poop on him.
I enjoyed the poop.
Because conversations in this day and age are stupid. Every once in a while, you get into a good conversation with somebody.
It's
but
rare.
Most of them are nonsense. Vic Henley said it. We don't call people on our phones anymore because you realize that was just a waste of time. When you wanted to ask one lousy question, it would take a 5-10 minute conversation. Now you can just text it.
Yes, much easier. I can't. Well, texting is the best part of my phone.
Right.
I like it more than email. I like it more than being able to make a phone call, pictures.
Yeah, and don't you find it weird when you hear a phone ring just around you? You're like, oh, that's weird.
Well, like, what kind of animal is going to have their phone?
One of your first thoughts is, are they going to take that?
Yeah,
because you assume everybody's like us. They're like, oh, this motherfucker's phone actually rang. He's going to answer.
My phone rarely rings, and when it does, I'm like, I let it ring, and then I write back, what do you need? I do, though.
Yes.
So much easier that way.
I hate talking to people.
Same thing.
To settle down and have a conversation with somebody.
A couple weeks ago on a Saturday, I went, who's calling me from New Jersey?
Right.
Yes.
Because it was an unidentified 201, and I answer.
Nothing gets me angrier than a phone number that I don't recognize.
Right, that's what I meant. Who's calling me from New Jersey?
I'm like, who the fuck?
And you feel like you got to answer. And then every time you get tricked, you're like, of course you don't answer this.
Yeah.
It's nonsense.
And you always say, why the fuck did I answer this?
How was Red Eye last night, Sherrod?
It was amazing. Hosted Red Eye, Fox News. Yeah.
I got it on DVR.
That's way better than him.
It was great.
Yeah,
because Greg has gone to the
I've
show.
done it. Yeah, I've done it.
You know he's changing. He's not on Red Eye anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's got a new
You're the
prime
only black
time.
man at Fox?
I've always been the only black man at Fox.
I knew that, but that's great, though. That's good. But I bet it was fun, right?
Oh, it was so much fun.
That's incredibly
Jedediah
brave.
Bill was on it, too. Y'all need to bring Jedediah on the show. You would
no
love
problem.
her.
Always looking for new people.
You would love her.
She's never been on, so.
Oh, he brought Ann Coulter.
Oh, yeah. I brought Ann Coulter everywhere, you know.
He brought Ann Coulter to the basement at the comic strip.
Smoke pot.
You and Ann Coulter smoke?
I'm hood, man. I'm everybody's hood. Several times.
I like to know that she smokes pot.
Yeah, I have a bad influence on Ann Coulter, nigga.
She'll lie and say it's a contact high, but it's different. It's different.
She's cool people, man.
She's fine. She's totally fine.
And I don't line up politically with her too much, but
neither do I.
We don't either. But she said that we were shitting on her relentlessly, and she goes, "It's pro wrestling. I'm a villain." She basically said, "I'm full of shit" to me and him.
A theater act.
She really did.
You could really learn a lot from those wrestlers.
Hey?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You really can.
I agree.
But she does great radio when she comes in here. She's very likable.
But he can't walk in. But I mean,
go out drinking.
And after Robert Klein yesterday, we might have to get a right winger in here soon
to balance it out.
Boy, were they mad yesterday on Twitter.
They were so angry.
I don't know, man. It's like, can't you
just this liberal son of a bitch?
Just listen to the other side one day. Who cares?
Yes.
I mean, my thing is, I do try to just balance it out. I try.
I've gotten people. I've been on here
left yesterday.
Yeah, if 1 ounce of anybody goes anywhere, all of a sudden you have the haters. It gets a stream of.
It's like just relax and hear stuff.
I try to.
Was Klein funny or was he just?
I thought he was hilarious.
He's always Robert Klein. He should be pretty good.
And then at the other show, he goes to me, "Hey man, you barely said anything today." I'm like, "You son of a bitch! You interrupted everyone for 2 straight hours."
Yeah, he was yapping. He yapped.
He was a yapper.
He went to Yale,
but he was great.
I'm not trashing him.
No, he went to Yale.
I feel like we know him now, so we give him a little bit of a beating. He was very entertaining.
I brought up two, Burt Reynolds references to him when I first met him. We were doing some bullshit thing where we had to do some interstitials between some comedy show that he was on and I was on, and then, but I referenced his acting. I'm like, a lot of people don't think, when you got snubbed for best supporting actor in, Smokey and the Bandit. That's and he's like, ooh,
it lit him up.
Yeah, totally. I brought up. I go, Hal Needham was probably your greatest director because he.
You
he had no, and he went, he got all, he really liked it. And I was totally being full of shit. I'm like, is he going to go for the hillbilly redneck compliment? Yes. Yes, he is.
He's a legend, man.
Oh, he is. He's been good
around
great,
forever.
too, because it seems like he should be like 90 years old or something.
I thought he should have been a lot older than he is. He's 73. Not because what he looks like, but
how long he's been
remember
around.
I was a kid when he was
I can't stop
doing
my
his
leg.
thing.
I can't stop my leg. Everybody's, I can't stop my
yes,
leg.
that classic bit.
He was the first HBO special.
Was he the first?
Yes, I believe he was the very first one.
I feel like it was Carlin.
I think it's him, actually. I might be wrong, but
I think he did 8 or 9 of those.
But I think he might be. He was the very first one when they gave somebody the hour-long. Hey, we're HBO and we're going to have comedy as a big part of what we're doing. I think he might have been the very first one.
Did he say he did 80 Carsons or some shit?
There's no how many.
Is that what he said yesterday?
I don't remember.
Those guys,
some number that was just ridiculous.
It's one of those things, with
him and Brenner.
With the new guys like Kimmel and Fallon, they're killing it, obviously.
Definitely.
But you talk to these comics, and it's the Johnny Carson, and it's the number. They all know how many times they were on Carson.
Yeah,
it's like bragging rights.
Because it would almost be, there literally was almost a $500, $1,000 increment every time you were on.
Really?
There was a dollar figure associated with it. You literally went from $2,500 to $3,000,
so
$3,000 to $4,000.
How many times you're on?
Yeah, and that's why a lot of those guys, because at that time it did translate to asses in the seats.
Like nowadays, you don't.
Wow,
it did. It's asses in the seats. You went from middle to headliner, bang, because you went from 250 per week to 500 per week to 700.
Now,
per
why do
week.
you think it happened like that back then? Because it was like not a lot of channels, so everybody just watched those.
It was old school radio. It was like, let's sit around, look, turn on the lecture.
That's exactly why. We had what? 4 channels maybe back then?
Yeah, and it was 90 minutes. He was an hour and a half. I mean, Carson was an hour and a half. That's one of the things that he was going to go the first time when Leno was about to take over because he didn't want to do Fridays and he didn't want to do. Sorry, he didn't want to do Fridays. And
I do a few Fridays.
And he didn't want to do 90 minutes. He wanted to shorten it to 60, and otherwise he would have retired the first time. We would have got Leno even sooner.
Really?
But then they caved and they said, "We'll shorten it to 4 days, and we'll let Jay come and host on Tuesday, and you don't even have to do Friday, and we're shortening it to 60 minutes." And that's how they got Johnny on the hook for the last few years.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But people just know how many times they've been on that show.
It was amazing.
They don't say that with Letterman or anybody else.
Jake Johansson will tell you that he's done like 42 Lettermans or ever how many. He's one of the most Letterman. He's a brilliant comic.
They kept saying who had the best Letterman ever. Wasn't it Ted Bergeron or somebody? No, what's the dude's name? What's the dude?
Eddie Bergeron, who died.
He died?
He died. He's dead.
Oh, God bless his soul.
He was an old Boston dude.
But everywhere he went, he'd be like, he had the best Carson ever.
Carson or Letterman?
It was Carson.
I think it was Carson, maybe.
Best Carson set of all time. Teddy Bergeron.
As far as comics go?
Yeah.
All the Boston guys, it was one of the legendary.
Yeah, legendary.
He fucking killed it.
And they feel like he had the best set.
And came over to the couch like Johnny brought him over.
Stephen Wright. Stephen Wright asked him to come back in 10 days.
Really?
Stephen Wright did it, and Carson went, "Can you come back next week?" And he was the first guy that went, "What the fuck?"
He was the first guy that went from Boston and opened it up for all the rest of his pals over there.
Yeah.
And became an overnight sensation.
Bergeron was a Boston.
Stephen Wright,
Boston guy.
One fucking set on Johnny Carson, and the next day you're a superstar. Period. Now you guys go on all these shows and no one gives a fuck.
No.
If you ain't fucking Kim Kardashian, nobody knows you.
And that has nothing to do with your talents.
No.
It's just a whole
it's a
different
saturated
world.
market.
It was.
Market's saturated.
Now you got to do 10 podcasts a week, 5 fucking guest appearances on
to
these
keep
shows.
them from cutting your pay. Right. The other way was a $500 increase. Now it's we got to be on here every day. I'm here at 7:01 just to not lose money.
I started going to Temple. I mean, it couldn't hurt.
Let's see. All right, let's go to Travis in North Carolina. Travis, what's up?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Opie, man, great show. You guys are really kind of rounding back into form.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, man. There's a story coming out of Raleigh, fraternity. So they're the new witches, I guess. Everybody's going to chase them down. But somebody found some frat bros pledge book in a restaurant. Mm-hmm. And it's full of dirty jokes, typical things men say to each other when they're around each other.
Right.
And the fraternity is now suspended.
Yeah, I said it.
Jokes.
When that chant video came out, I said it right away. They will shut down fraternities and sororities on college campuses within the next, I want to say a few years, but they'll probably be able to hold on for maybe 5 or 6.
You mean altogether shut them down on college campuses?
Yes. They're already starting to discuss it on all these news programs. Because every one of these fraternities and sororities, I would say the majority, the mass majority, they have some fucking dirt.
Yeah.
They all have dirt.
I agree.
There's only a few, goody two-shoes fraternities and sororities.
You don't want to hang out with it.
And it's going to be the new thing. They're going to attack every single one of them. It's a hot topic now.
Animal House is real, for sure.
They make them do things. You guys talk about a lot on the show about the political correctness and how it's just invading everything. I mean, think about it. This is someone's private book. It could be a journal. It could be a diary or whatever, but it's the Pledge Brothers book.
Right.
And that's being now open to the public, and they're being punished for his private
Yeah.
That's some scary shit.
Yeah, and then I see the news people's faces. We're going to play the story in a second here. Of course, it has to be a white woman and a black dude doing the news. What a surprise.
Right.
Is that Rod Carew?
It looks like Rod Carew.
Fat Rod Carew.
Fat Rod Carew.
I like Rod Carew, actually.
I love
actually does not look right. Like Rod Carew
And
at all.
they look shocked, like they can't believe this is going on. We all know this goes on.
Former Minnesota Twin.
We all know it goes on.
California Angel.
They all try to act like it's a shocking thing and try to like. That's why I hate when they try to make it a bigger thing than what it is. It's young kids' fucking notebook. Sure, they got some dirty jokes in it. So what?
Yeah,
you can't punish the whole.
I don't give a fuck. You
I'm
know,
telling you,
fraternities are a lot of fun. You were part of a fraternity.
No,
right?
I wasn't. I bribed a lot of people and got into a lot of things, but I always enjoyed what the Phi Delts at Auburn when I was there. The Air Florida, when the plane hit the bridge in D.C.
Right.
The Air Florida crash.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A week later, they had an Air Florida social. So
Of
the
course.
whole party is all of them walking around in plain red, all of them in bandaged up like they've survived.
But that's
Some
the
of them are
sense of
carrying
humor.
chunks of ice. Right. They're trying to. No suspension. Move off campus. You're not allowed to be Phi Delta Theta anymore.
Oh, you
can't
wouldn't be able to do
anything.
that
Everybody
now.
was super mad. Yeah, everybody. They were always getting in
one
trouble.
video clip of that party now, and you're
Yeah.
fucked.
No, it would be this. Exactly. It would be exactly this. So you have no reference for the dead.
It's just a
and
bunch of dopey kids.
Dopey
Exactly.
kids.
You're 19
drinking,
years old.
Dumb.
Right.
Although the race chant, that's a little rough because you know that was passed down. You
From
know.
generation to
Well,
generation.
that's
if you-
called Thanksgiving
and
where
if you
I'm
wanna
from.
Hey, you know
the mistake they made. If you want to sing, hold on 1 second. I'll get back to you, buddy. If you want to sing those chants, you got to make sure you take everyone's cell phones away and
In the basket.
and stay in the
All
frat
the
house.
phones in the basket.
That's the mistake they made. In this day and age, everyone is looking to film something that'll go
Yes.
viral.
And it's still like the bus driver's still on the bus too.
Right.
What the fuck are y'all doing?
Phones in the basket. Phones in the basket.
Most likely a black driver just sitting up there fucking sulking.
Who didn't give a
college
shit?
kids.
Right.
This is fucking
Who's mad?
college
He's
kids.
mad.
This
Oh,
shit
there's a
again.
big tip coming. He's going to get tipped heavily, so he's on the fence about it. He's mad and happy at the same time.
Sorry, Travis. Continue.
that's all right. But how long do you think it's going to be before they start coming after comics? I mean, that's the thing. Like, jokes are-
Lenny Bruce again is what you're
I mean,
saying?
look, you see
It's
the
common.
French,
It's
French
common.
dude just got
It's
a
common for you
suspended
guys.
sentence.
It's common.
The French comedian just got suspended sentence for condoning terrorism this week
Where was this?
in France. Pull it up.
Yeah, but we're talking about America.
I know,
Right.
but it's only a matter of time, baby.
I think so.
The Charlie Hep dude thing, he like put something on Facebook about that, saying
Right.
how he felt like he was being treated
So
like a
Lenny
terrorist.
Bruce, so the Lenny Bruce thing's coming back.
And
You're
they
gonna
fined
walk
him
on stage as a
$30,000.
comic. You're
Wow.
gonna walk on stage as a
Oh,
comic.
I'm amazed that in general you guys are still skating. I'm amazed by that.
yeah.
There's a little bit popping up here and there, but they're going after you guys. Radio was like the wild, wild west, and man, did they shut down radio.
But
They
here's the
did
way
Clear
we-
Channel turned into
They shut it
Oh,
down.
you're right.
This
You're
is-
right.
It's either
He's
this.
right.
It's either satellite radio or pod. Not and honestly, even here, they don't allow these shows to do what we're doing. We're like the last fucking dinosaur. So now it goes to podcasting.
Now Clear Channel
But
went.
that's what it is. I think the whole business corrects itself. It's like if I can't say it because maybe I'm on a show now who got commercials or some shit.
Right.
The young kid who ain't got a job, that's where the voice is going to be.
Right.
Because they got nothing to lose.
And now they're trying to control the internet on top of it. These sons of bitches.
Yeah.
All right, Travis. Thank you. Do we have the news story, Sam?
It's on WRL.com.
We got it. Here it is. You can stay on the line if you got something to say about this news clip. All right, let's do this.
Gerald
Vulgar comments linked to its members.
Gerald
Good evening.
Owens.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Gerald Owens.
And I'm Deborah Morgan. This book was discovered at a local restaurant right near the NC State campus. One of the workers
right.
at the restaurant showed our
Applebee's.
Ken Smith the book. Ken joins us now live with her exclusive
Applebee's.
interview. Ken?
Gerald and Deborah, what appears to be the disturbing actions of yet another
It's like
fraternity
pass it
is
to
being
a
called
black or
into
black
question
dude.
tonight. We sat down earlier tonight with a young lady by the name of Katie
Super.
Parrish. She
We're going
works
really
at
black.
NC State. We went through that small handwritten book cover to cover. The
did
names
ya?
listed in that book match the names of the current members of the Pi Kappa Phi fraternity
Right.
at NC State. Now, we want to warn you, some of the excerpts from the book that you
Right.
hear
Get
are
ready.
disturbing.
Oh,
Get ready for
hilarious.
some Yo Mama jokes.
This little green book is filled with handwritten comments, including many that are sexually charged, racially
Sexually
insensitive,
charged.
and derogatory toward women and children.
That's embarrassing.
and scary.
Katy
So are
Perry
you.
bought what appears to be a fraternity pledge book.
So are you.
Yeah,
Perry says her co-workers
You're more
found it at a
embarrassing
restaurant near
than scary.
campus.
It's just a group of 60-some young men at state
no, right.
making jokes about raping
got no
people,
mirrors in that
raping
dorm?
children,
I'm just saying.
raping dead women,
We're talking embarrassing and scary.
making very overt racist comments.
Here are some
Right.
excerpts from
Here
his
we go,
book.
guys.
It will be short and painful, just like when I rape you.
Wow,
You
that's
can
all
never
rough.
trust an N-word as far as you can throw them.
Oh boy.
Dude,
N-words?
if she's hot enough, she doesn't need a pulse.
Oh boy.
Man, that tree is so perfect for lynching.
Oh boy.
I like
Hey.
little girls. Be kind to the whales because they'll lead you to the dolphins.
There's no excuse. Like, these aren't.
Hold
just
on.
old-time
I
jokes.
don't even
It's
understand
just
that one. I
one-liner.
don't understand that
Be
one.
kind to the
I
whales
don't
because
understand that
fat
one.
girls.
Yeah,
I didn't
fat girls lead you
understand
to
that
hot
one.
girls.
Oh, is that what it is? Wow.
We all know
No,
that.
I didn't know that one. I didn't know that one.
Why are
I
they
did
giving
not
away
know.
that secret?
I've learned something. Thank God something positive came out of
Every
this.
chubby
Fucking
girl
well.
has a hot friend.
The
I
fucking
didn't know
whales
that.
are going to be on to us now.
that.
Why? Don't give that one away.
Wow.
What's the context here? Do you know, Travis?
The context as far as where they found the book.
No, why such outrageous shit in this book? I'm very suspicious why.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why? I mean, are they forced to maybe write some shit in there? Or is it what it is?
Who knows? It could just be nonsense, just scribbled in. I mean, I'm on an email chain with about 20 of my buddies, and we just share ridiculous jokes and stupid comments all day long. It's just what guys do, and it's amazing to me that the news considers this news.
Right.
It qualifies now.
Right.
I mean, it's really disturbing.
And then you got a chubster all fucking pissed off on the news.
Right.
All lathered up.
Right.
She's 1 year away from being a whale.
About ready to
I don't know any dolphins.
throwing around her Emily Dickinson references. Can't get into Brown, but you're at North Carolina State. Frustrated lesbian Emily Dickinson wannabe.
She's enjoying her last year as an almost
Well, we're all
dolphin
saying
before
she.
she
That's
becomes a whale.
that's my cousin Travis.
Yeah.
So what if you just say, okay, yeah, that's my notebook, but I'm writing a script, or I'm working on a rap
something.
album.
Right.
Why?
But pledging is really strange. So I don't know if the brothers are forcing them to say some
this.
outrageous shit, or is it
course
just
they
this
are.
one guy's thoughts on things, trying to be funny,
Or maybe you could
trying
just
to be
say-
outrageous.
It's my horrible shit notebook. I write down horrible shit in it.
Right. That way I don't go out and
That's
murder
why it's
people.
horrible to
get the voices out of my head
You
and
didn't
on
look at the
paper.
cover. You snapped. Hey, quit rushing to judgment. If it clearly says my horrible shit notebook
I agree,
right
it's
on the
horrible
front.
shit. That's why I
These
have
are the
this-
thoughts that I don't act on.
Right.
It has a frowny face right on the front. It has a frowny face.
What if it comes out that this is like this guy's diary or something? You know what I mean? Like his private. Maybe
Well-
it comes out this is like a private journal or something. And clearly a line's been crossed, but you'll never hear about that.
Well, they suspended the fraternity immediately.
Well, I think it's like an interim suspension, so it's kind of a slap on the wrist type thing. It
Right.
sounds like to me, but it's still the principle behind it is. I mean, that's the witch hunt now.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you're in a fraternity, you better keep your shit buttoned up.
Well,
Well,
It's coming.
if you're in a fraternity, you got a whole other set of issues.
attention, all frats and sororities. Hide your shit.
Yeah,
They're
right.
coming for you.
Once you buy into Rent a Friend,
It's a hot topic right now, though. So every news
Yeah,
channel
but,
in
you know,
America is
I don't
looking
care.
at the frats
Whatever.
and the
Good.
sororities very close to them to try to dig up some shit.
Let me tell you something.
were you in a frat? You
Black
were in
frats and
Yeah.
sororities are just as racist.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've
Don't
said
think
that.
that they're not saying racist shit.
Thank
totally.
you.
Absolutely.
All day.
And the stupid shit too, and the hazing and,
And
the
plus-
weird.
but
They
yeah.
brand each other with fucking branding
No kidding.
irons in the
Yeah.
black fraternity
I
world.
see those guys in the
Yo,
NFL.
Alpha-
Shaquille's
Alpha
got a
Kappa
Q
Alphas.
dog.
Yeah.
Shaquille's
Oh, yeah,
got a
Shaquille.
Q dog.
Shaq's
He's a
got
Q
one.
dog.
Right.
It's a fucking branding iron they brand cattle with in a goddamn black and white Clint Eastwood movie. No, right.
Here's the difference, and I truly believe this. The media is not going to go search out a black fraternity and the shit they're doing wrong.
Not yet.
Well, you know.
When
think
this,
they'll go there
when this
eventually?
story gets big enough, somebody's gonna be like this. If you think it stops
Well,
there, it doesn't.
I doubt it.
Well,
man.
they accidentally
I doubt
killed
it.
they killed the band member. That was
Oh,
almost
yeah,
just as
Florida.
bad.
Right.
That's almost just as bad. But same kind of thing. There's a crazy underworld where the black people are doing the same
Beaten by
stupid shit.
Black people are smart enough not to carry their horrible shit notebooks when they go to restaurants.
They don't
leave them behind.
That's the only
It
one.
just stays on their person.
That's right. It's in
at all
tattoo
times.
form. That's why we get so many tattoos.
It's a secret code. It's a code.
They got it memorized already. They don't need the book
You got
anymore.
a Q dog up, times
Kill
Kappa
Whitey is
Psi,
tattooed on
and
the
then
chest.
You don't
fucking
need a
purple.
reminder to kill Whitey.
That's an easy
have a
one.
present.
That's an easy one.
Burned into the brain.
You don't even need to know. You just write. It's right there.
Let's get back to the news story here. Oh, man. I want to see if they explain this further.
Oh, sorry.
Aren't children. These are adults. They're my age. They're saying this. They know what they're doing.
You're not
After seeing the book, we called the fraternity on campus and left a message letting them know we had seen the book. When we didn't
for
hear
you.
back from them, we went to the Pi Kappa Phi house on NC State's Fraternity Road. We knocked several
like his
times but
jacket.
got no answer, even though we saw people walking around inside.
Based on what I'm seeing, they're sitting in the living room, and then all of a sudden they saw me, and they
why
all
would they
made
talk
a
to you?
beeline for the back room.
The devil. Hey guys, the devil has just shown up at your front door. When you answer the door, who doesn't know the media is the devil?
60-minute. Mike Wallace is out front. Who wants to go talk to him?
Yeah, I love how they're always surprised.
Hey, Ralph Nader's out front. Who wants to go talk to him?
Newscaster wants to talk to a 20-year-old frat guy. I don't see how this could go wrong for us guys.
Yeah, this guy's surprised they're not answering the door.
Bobby put down the 3-foot bong and go to the door.
There's a narc at the door. Somebody want to answer that? Or
What the kids are? Oh, the media's outside. I bet you they're going to give us money.
oh, good. Somebody here to tell our side of the story.
Finally. Finally.
Yeah,
Go pack.
you're the devil. We all know it.
Banging on the.
Stop banging on our fucking
There
door.
appears to be
5-0 like
someone
he's the cops.
inside walking around, not in. There appears to be someone.
We went to the
right.
we went to the house of the mother whose child was tragically run over today, and we don't understand why she wouldn't
We're
answer the door. Give us a
surprised,
couple,
right.
couple minutes.
We don't. She was in tears. We don't understand.
Right. For some reason, she did not answer the door when we knocked. Go fuck yourselves.
Terrible.
Fucking devil. Continue.
A short time later, someone inside completely closed the curtains. Then we saw several young men leaving the house and driving away. Perry hopes what's in this little green book should be a wake-up call to the NC State campus community.
I hope other fraternities are disgusted. I hope that if they do have any of these sorts of things going on in theirs, that they'll realize that whether they want to or not, that they should change, that they shouldn't promote this kind of behavior.
Well, a short time ago, we checked the fraternity's website again, and now all the pictures and names of the current members
Keep going.
protected NC State and the fraternity's national headquarters in Charlotte this evening. No comment yet from either of them. Deborah.
Ken Smith in our newsroom. Thank you.
In our newsroom.
Right. He's 3
In our
feet away.
newsroom. Yeah,
He's
shut
3
up.
feet away. He's 3 feet away.
On location.
Deborah.
No, right. He's as close to them as Sam is to me right now.
No, Sam's in our newsroom.
It'd be like Sam. No, same thing, right?
His voice is being picked up in their microphones.
Sam's, in space. What are you talking about, Vic?
Sam.
Via satellite.
Sam via satellite.
Yeah, he's
From our
rotating the Earth
newsroom.
right now. What are you talking
From
about?
our
He's right there.
Atlas.
They got nothing though. This whole story is about, hey, remember that national story? Well, it hits close to home. We got some stupidness here.
Wait till you hear what's in this notebook.
Yes.
The frats and the sororities are in deep fucking trouble.
They should remake the Notebook movie with this Notebook. I can see that.
Well, that's a movie
I can see that. Right. She snaps out of her Alzheimer's due to racist N-word jokes from back in the day. You tell one.
These are hilarious, sweetheart.
Wait, Carl, it's you.
Travis, thank you, buddy.
Thank you, man. See y'all.
All right. This guy can explain what a pledge book is. Well, I think we know.
Oh, it is. It's
The brothers make you carry around
right.
a pledge book, and it's
Exactly.
things you got to do.
Write
And you got
it
to get
down.
signatures and all sorts
So
of
that's
shit.
what they're saying. This was a pledge book, or this was just a dude's book? Or like he had his
It's a
friend.
pledge book.
It was a pledge book.
Which basically,
and he's online right now.
You got to learn the history of the fraternity, so you're writing shit down as they're telling you, because then you're going to be quizzed on it. And if you fail the quiz, then there's a bare bottom spanking.
Just like Animal House at the beginning. Thank you, sir. May I have another? You know, learn the Greek alphabet, do this and the other.
That was the one thing that creeped me out about fraternity life, the bare bottom spanking.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What fucking sicko started this decades ago?
And what he says, do you prepare to consecrate the bonds of obedience? It's something really weird and creepy like that.
Bonds of obedience.
It is. It's some of the exact words. It's Niedermeyer.
Right.
You know, he's like, prepare to consecrate the bonds of obedience. Really. I don't want another dude saying that to me about anything.
Not with my pants down.
No.
Someone's saying they feel like the whole story is fake. What, like this thing was planted? Bob, what do you got on this?
Yeah, what y'all talk about is the pledge book, and you're right. What they do is they write all the names of the members in there, and then the pledge makes their own book, and then they have to go to every member in the fraternity and talk to them and interview them. That's supposedly how they get to know the people.
Right.
So what happens is when the pledge comes to a brother and says, I need to get your interviews, and they go through the book and just write on everybody's page just goofy shit.
They hammer them like a roast.
Yeah.
His buddy could have got drunk the day before and did something stupid, and so they'll write on that guy's page one little blurb, and it's just a bunch of crazy, stupid shit. I'm not making an excuse for it, but it's still, in my opinion, that is freedom of speech. You can say stupid shit if you want to, even if it's racist.
Well, that's what Sherrod was saying.
I agree.
Yeah, why is Bob from Atlanta giving us more info on this than Deborah Morgan and Gerald Owens? Not Gerald Owens. How about you explain what a pledge book is, you fucks? You devils?
They went to community college broadcasting school.
Because it's important to the story. Like, these pledge books are made to humiliate the pledges, and some go too far with it and make fun of the person in their own book and write racist shit and this and that. Explain in that part of it, at least.
It's context. You got to take it all in context, man.
Right.
Half of the stuff that was in my book, and granted, I was in school in the 80s, a long time ago. Fraternities and shit have changed a whole lot since then.
A lot of Madonna references?
Half the stuff that's written on there is in fucking code. I didn't even know what half of it meant anyway.
That's what he's saying, a lot of Madonna references, right?
There's back and forth to the other people of something that they did that nobody knew except for those two guys. I still that I read, that I've looked at it. We had a little get-together a few years ago. We pulled it out and laughed about stuff. There's stuff that was written in my book that I still don't fucking know what it is.
What frat were you in? What school?
I was in Kappa Sig at West Georgia.
All right. West Georgia.
Oh, West Georgia? Oh, let me explain some of the words in your book then. A niglet is a black person, but a smaller black person.
Right.
Yeah, niglet.
Under 2 years old. Under 2 years old.
Under 2.
The other thing, when you're talking about the racism, I mean, hell, I live in the South, man. There's no doubt that it's here. But y'all were talking about the black fraternities and the branding and shit.
Yeah.
Those dudes do not fuck around. Those guys, here's the other thing with the pledge book. If you lost the pledge book, your ass was grass. Whoever that book belonged to, that son bitch is fucking dead.
Yeah, that guy, the man that Deborah Morgan and Gerald Owens, he's in a lot of trouble. I agree with the dude on that. He's in way more trouble than them finding the pledge book and doing this story.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And you had to get signatures of the brothers, right?
Yeah, you got to go around. They have to sign.
Yeah, no, I know. I want to explain a little bit to these guys because, I pledged a frat, and you had to get 3 signatures.
What frat?
Phi Sigma Epsilon at the time.
Yeah.
And
what they make you do, Ope?
I've talked about it over the years.
Really? Brutal shit?
The fucking faggy shit. If you
Yeah.
want to know the truth.
They put hot dogs on your butt cheeks?
Hot dogs.
If you drop it, you have to eat it. That's what the dudes at Auburn.
love a young
At the Auburn, they put the hot dog in your butt cheek, and you had to run around the frat house. And if it dropped out of you, if you couldn't clench it up, you had to pick it up and eat it.
Wow.
That was just one that I heard of.
I mean, you might as well just drop it right away, right?
And you might as well eat it. Exactly.
You don't want to mustard it all up before you got to eat it.
There was some nudity, which was a little strange.
Really, in groups, like group nudity.
I was like, well, really? I just wanted to fucking get a red cup and drink a beer with you guys.
I thought we were going to talk about Van Halen.
Right.
I thought we were going to talk about Van Halen.
Smoke a little pot and have a party with the sorority.
Exactly.
Why are we naked right
who's
now?
Better, Diamond Dave or Sammy
What is this
Hagar?
proving? The fuck is this proving?
It's bonding young men together.
It's the weirdest shit.
It is totally weird. It's
disturbing.
Right. It's way more. It's way more homo than homo.
And then they kind of got mad at me that I didn't take it too seriously. I'm like, no, you can't take it seriously after you make us do goofy shit.
Right.
But then you had to go around and get the signatures of the brothers, and if you just casually had a conversation, they'd give you your first signature. You had to get each guy 3 times, and there were always a few that were holdouts.
I'd be like, "Come get me later."
Yeah, I'm talking to a girl right now. Right now is not the time, and there were always a bunch of fucking pricks that were just a pain in the ass to get that third signature. And the guy's right. They would write all sorts of shit in your book.
It's exhausting.
You had to have the book on you at all times, and it was meant to humiliate
That's
you.
why I wouldn't join one. That's why I had to.
That's why I didn't join either. I was like, I was it's too much Brooklyn in me to put up with this shit.
I worked for the intramural department, so I was able to exchange favors for getting invited to the private parties. And once I knew I could do that, I'm like, why would I join if I could already get my own fix in? The same thing.
Do parties and said, fuck that.
Right, exactly. They're like, our quarterback's got a chemistry lab. We need to be on the Monday Football League. I'm like, well, I'll talk to my boss. I believe Bahama party's coming up.
College, man.
All right, Bob. Thank you, buddy.
All right, you're welcome. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, right on. I worked with Tim for a while back in Florida.
I love to appreciate.
Who?
Tim.
Who's Tim? Me? Not talking about me.
I don't know.
Tim.
Jane.
Tim Hudson?
Oh, Hudson?
Oh, yeah, of course. Jane.
Hey, it's not James. It's Fontaine, Opie.
What's up?
Hey, I used to do
Fontaine?
shows at a comedy. Yeah, hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up? He calls all the time.
Vic. Hey, Sherrod.
What's up, man?
I used to host shows at a comedy club in Florida back in the late 80s, and Teddy Bergeron's set was fucking legendary. And when he came through town, oh, my God, he had this hot young girl with him, and he was like this old broken-down man, but when he hit the stage, he was fucking dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dude. Yeah, he was.
Why was his set so good?
He was just it wasn't like extraordinary, but he was just a good comic. He was just a good, solid comic.
Because he could combine anything. He could do spontaneous off-the-cuff stuff, but he also had good writing, so it was the best combo platter of it. It's like if you come see me and him. It's the same thing. You're not going to.
Can we find like 2 minutes on the guy that we could play? You know of anything?
He used to
that
keep a
is
little
worth playing?
tasty with him. I know that in his last days.
A lot.
Huh.
He like a young tasty.
No, it's Teddy Bergeron. It's hard to find. Tom Bergeron is the Dancing with the Stars guy.
Yeah,
but
America's
it's Teddy
Funniest
Bergeron,
Home
but-
Video. And,
But yeah, now, I mean, the news is doing a lot of fraternity stories. Penn State got in some trouble, too. They had like a private
Naked
Facebook
girls.
page.
Wait.
Passed out naked girls.
Penn State?
Yeah, past 2 days that came out there. Same thing.
But they were adult girls, right? Like grown?
It's idiot women that have passed out at the frat house, and so they've pulled their top up and then taken a picture of them while they're passed out.
That's like Animal House stuff.
Same thing.
I don't think it's not right.
No.
But when you're in college, you got to take all this with a. I mean, if it's leading to a rape culture, then I.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But this silly shit, you can't mix it all together.
Well, when they were showing the Penn State pictures, at one point they were showing brothers just mooning and thought that was outrageous, too.
What?
Yeah. No, it's
You
all
saw
in the
that,
same.
right?
Yeah, it's all in the same.
was like,
Right.
well-
it all got lumped in the same thing.
Well,
right.
wait, you're comparing those guys mooning to the girl that's passed out
See,
where
that's
they
what
pull
they
their fucking pants down? The fucking news, I'm telling you, they're devils.
Well, then
That's
you
how
go
they
into
fuck it up.
the
Fucking
Randy, that
devils.
takes me back to the Randy Moss fake mooning when he played football. He only fake mooned.
Remember? And he got in trouble for it.
And the reason he fake mooned is because in Green Bay they really do moon you when they whip your ass. And he was doing it was like Joe Buck and everybody got mad.
Oh,
Well, I've got children. I've got children. That's when everybody's
Don't
first.
make them use their imagination to see your black ass.
Right. I've got kids.
Well, all right. Let me say hi to Sean in Alabama. Sean.
Opie, what's going on? How you doing?
We're doing good today, Sean.
You brought up goofy shit, and I would like you to define goofy shit, because if memory serves, you put marshmallows in your ass and drop them.
Well,
Wait, what happened?
There might be some old brothers listening to this broadcast, and we're not allowed to
They'll come find
spill
you.
our secrets.
Wait, what's going on, Hope?
Well, we might have had an evil frat that had to be taken care of on our campus.
Right.
They were very evil.
One of those. I love the retribution.
They were our competition for the ladies.
Oh, okay.
So they had to be
For the
taken
ladies.
care of.
For the ladies.
And so how we took care of them, us, the pledges, may have stripped down and picked up some marshmallows with our butt cheeks, not using our hands, and we had to bomb their frat house to take care of business.
With the marshmallows, like you.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
We were directed because we were blindfolded because whatever sick fuck was getting off on seeing us naked, I'm sure volunteered for this night of pledging.
I'll handle it tonight.
Right, he's pledge master
I have
for the
BB
evening.
oils that I'm gonna bring.
Right.
Look, it came out years later. The guys that turned and happened to go gay and all that, and I remember that they were the ones that always volunteered for the
Wait,
weird
are you for
fucking
real?
shit.
Shocker.
Oh
Shocker.
my God! Wait a minute, and y'all was in blindfolded, butt naked, picking up fucking marshmallows with your ass cheeks.
Mini or regular size?
It was regular, and then waddle across the room, and we were like, no, more to the right. This fucking brother that was there obviously because he wanted to see penises.
Yes, he's like, I'm never coming out the closet. Fuck out the closet.
More to the right. No, a little further, and then you're over the house.
Right, he's jerking off with fluff.
Right. I'm sitting there like, I really just want to fucking drink a fucking beer out of a red cup.
Right. I thought I was going to get a Miller Lite and a Solo cup
How
out
many
of this.
people?
And this is a true story. I said this isn't for me. I said, fuck, this is crazy. I don't want to do this shit. I thought we were just going to socialize a little bit. I'm 18 years old. What the fuck? I'm away from home for the first time. I
You
don't
could
want
pick
to
up a lot of marshmallows back then too, couldn't you?
It was a young, firm, butt cheek grabbing ass. It was
my asshole was brand new still.
We called him the Claw. We used to call him the Claw. He could stuffed animals or nothing.
Fucking brand new asshole. You could get a lot done with that.
Fresh out the box.
So I told the guys like I don't. This isn't for me. And then two brothers actually came to my dorm room. I'll never forget it. And they basically, in a very nice way, said, "You don't want to fucking quit."
Right.
And then hinted that your life will be a living hell on this campus. And I remember the other guys that did quit. Dude, this is back in the day with fraternities when you think they're serious now.
Right.
They were fucking serious,
When
man.
you drop line, when you drop the line,
and they basically were nice about it, well, you probably should reconsider. And then I remember other guys that said, nope, I don't want to do this. They were basically chased off campus and left school.
And that's why I went to Auburn, because Auburn went that way. Alabama was that way.
Yeah.
You had to go in the frat. Like at Auburn, if you weren't in the fraternity, if there was a football game on Saturday and they had a band playing, everybody was welcome at the band party, whether you were in the frat or not.
Right.
But some campuses are totally Greek, and if you're not involved in the Greek, then fuck you, get out of here. You're in a lot of trouble.
Another one, and I could say this because I don't think they do it anymore, but you'd show up at the house for just a normal night of pledging. Next thing you know, they just casually start getting you fucked up. Like, hey, man, tonight's party night, and get you fucked up.
Right.
Drinking,
like
smoking, whatever you wanted was in this fucking house back in the day. And then all of a sudden, you're thinking, oh, this is the greatest night of my life. I don't have to worry about pledging and all the horse shit. Then they blindfolded you.
Yeah.
Right.
And threw you in cars. You could barely stand at this point. You know this, right? This is one that
they're going to be taken somewhere.
This is one that most fraternities used to do, and probably only a handful still do. And then if they didn't like you, they dropped you off like really far away from the fucking frat house. If they kind of liked you, it was a couple towns over.
Right.
They took your wallet, money, everything.
Only an
keys.
hour away if they kind of liked you.
Right. And all of a sudden, like, they walk you. It was the middle of fucking winter, I remember, too. They walk you in the middle of a field. And I went to Geneseo, so it was all farmland around this area. And then they're like, don't fucking take the blindfold off for, until you count to 100. And then I was the dope in my fucking group because they gave you like two other guys. I'm like, there's no fucking way they're still here. This is ridiculous. So after like 20, we take off the blindfold, and there they are, screaming at us, back in the car. So now, because we took the blindfold off, now we're going further.
Of course.
Going further away.
Rochester. Now it's going to be Syracuse. Now it's Rochester, motherfucker.
Now you're scared. You're like, fuck. And then they took us further, and then we did it right. We counted to 100, and we took the blindfolds off. And in the middle of the winter, fucking freezing our asses off. Now we're looking all around. No cars in sight because, like I said, farmland. And we're in the middle of one of these farms. And you're looking at lights in the horizon going, that might be Geneseo. We could start walking that way, I guess.
Right.
And then the brothers would hang out at the in-between, which has closed down, and would wait for the brothers to return. And then it would be a big party and celebration, like, you did it, you made it, here's another fucking drink. But there were always guys that they really hated, that they really took for a real ride. They didn't hate me too much because I was probably in the middle.
Right.
Not loved, but not hated, kind of in the middle.
Good God,
Because we were only about 10, 15 miles away from campus. But they actually, and this is a true story, would bring guys all the way to Buffalo and across the border to Canada without any fucking...
No, they would, in Auburn, they would take people. Columbus, Georgia was just over the border, so they'd lose. You get the hour from Central Time to Eastern Time.
Right.
So it was about an hour away. The same thing. But you didn't, if you took, they'd take them to a trailer
Funny
park.
as shit.
And then the pledge master would be the one sweating, because then we're all running back into the in-between. It's like, who's left? And it would be like 4 or 5 guys left, like, they'll make it before closing. And then the bar closes. We'll do after hours and wait for them. Next thing you know, everyone is passing out, and these guys are still not home.
Yeah, there's still like two dudes.
And it was legendary. They would show up like noon the next day.
There's still like 2 dudes.
I'm surprised more people don't die.
You know.
Well, that's what, that...
I'm sure there's probably some stories where somebody wandered off a cliff. There's some frat hazing where they took them to a national park and then they're all back at the campsite and then some jackass wandered off a cliff with his blindfold on. That's totally happened, I'm sure.
My old fraternity, like 2 weeks ago, big story up in Western New York. They dragged I didn't want to say this part of it, but too late now. They dragged a girl out of the house. She had alcohol poisoning. Ugh. And then they brought up the fact that a guy, one of the brothers, died last year in the house. They found him on the couch, dead in the fraternity house that I know very well.
And did he have a dick drawn on his face? Those fucking kids. These fucking kids.
And it turned out
crazy.
Turned out to be some drugs in his system too. So
surprised.
Really sad fucking story.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts.
No, all that shit's crazy. All that, everybody,
But that's just life, Everybody's not expected to be 30 years old or to live that long. Some motherfucker's going to die in some of these hazing accidents.
Well, there's always,
Well, they really clamped down on the hazing big time. They did that. They started that about 20 years ago, probably.
There's still like off-campus stuff going on.
Sure. But I think frats and sororities, that's a thing of the past. I don't believe they should go away, but with all this PC shit and everything else going on in our world,
I think it's going to change majorly. It's going to be major changes.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of oversight.
Yeah, it's we're going to get one of these frat or sorority stories, almost daily.
And plus, some of these frats are like really big businesses. These are like huge corporations with big money and a lot of things online. And
it starts out with naked and butt cheeks marshmallows, and then 20 years later, there's the IBM guy talking to the Hewlett Packard guy.
Right.
There's some bullshit that's going on. Oh, I remember you from the hot dog race around the frat house. And, there's a lot of that shit that goes on in American businesses too.
In the end, though, there was something to it, because I would go back year after year for a long time to just kind of. Catch up with old brothers and go through some of the traditions and see some of the new guys. In our case, Pledge Day, when they decided they were going to, pledge the fraternity, it was a whole big thing where they had to run up the hill and there was a huge party waiting for them. The first day was awesome, and a lot of the older guys would come back just for that.
Right. That's why that's what a tradition keeps it alive, because you want to go back, and then once you get offline and you not a pledge no more, then next line you like, I'm going to lean on these motherfuckers. They're going to get it more than I got it. So it's continue.
Yeah. The KAs at Auburn always had they got in trouble every year borderline for having Old South parties. So they had an antebellum complete, like Paula Dean would have loved to go to this party. It was black people. It was a totally, and every year they'd get some shit for, is this tradition or is it fucking, honoring slavery? What's going on?
Would they have to make a decision? Like,
but every year it didn't matter. But every year when Old South is what they called it came around.
But we all have that in us. It's that old. It's so over the top and ridiculous that how can you take it seriously?
Right.
It's like Halloween now.
Yeah, nobody cares.
You go to a Halloween party and everyone's trying to just have
I agree.
the most outrageous costume possible.
Right.
Depending on what's in the news that year.
I went as my greatest. The only time I I dressed up like 3 times, and my greatest one of the 3 times was I went as David Koresh after the Waco thing happened. It happened in April, and that following Halloween, I won $250 at a contest.
Well, you had
in
cheap
LA.
glasses and a Greg Brady wig.
I bought clothes at the Goodwill, set them on fire in the alley behind my apartment, and then stomped them out and put them on.
No,
and when I had a gun and a Bible. I had a giant gun. gun and a Bible. My wife at the time was in pigtails with a Donald Duck necklace as my pregnant teenage disciple. She's in the same. She's in burn clothes. She's in burn clothes exactly like I am. And she's got a giant lollipop with a Donald Duck necklace and the pigtails. And I'm walking up to people and I got one hand on the Bible and one hand on the gun. I'm like, I'm gonna get you one way or the other.
Wow.
And they're like, ding, 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 ding. And and every year after they're like, what are you gonna do this year? And I'm like, I peaked last year. I'm never gonna be able to do.
See, that's so over the top. That how can you take that seriously?
No, nobody got mad. No, not a soul got mad.
Our pal's checking in today. It's been a while. Chuck in North Carolina. Chuck.
What's going on, boys? Y'all got the heavy hitters in there this morning.
Goddamn right, Chuck. You goddamn right, you John bitch.
Goddamn right.
Chuck.
How you doing, Vic?
Chuck, I got to ask you.
That wasn't me, Chuck. But
people still talking about Esther Koo and you. I just need to know if you're still butthurt or if you're over it now.
I mean, she just got to me, and I made problems. I couldn't get a word in. I couldn't argue back. But
what's the Esther Koo story?
Esther Koo went after Chuck, and man, people took Chuck's side on this one, and then Chuck throws some fucking heavy blows when he calls this show.
Okay, but he threw some blows at Esther.
No, he took a lot of fucking hits because she wouldn't allow him to even attempt a punch. And people got really mad. And I'm like, but we love Chuck. Chuck can handle this in the end.
Right. Did they get like Asian mad? Like said Asian stuff too?
Oh, yeah. They got ugly.
If she ever comes around close to me, I'm going to go see her and apologize. She's
wow.
That's just part of the
Wow, really?
I'll take her a box of Uncle Ben rice.
Wow. Not long grain and wild. Make sure you can make it look. Don't get none of that white stuff. Make her long grain and wild.
I thought it was funny because Chuck usually has the upper hand, and this little Esther Koo really got to him.
She got him, huh?
Funny.
Yeah.
I looked her up on the damn internet. She's a little bitty girl, ain't she?
Oh, she's tiny.
She's
absolutely.
Tiny,
yeah. She's absolutely.
She's a cute little thing.
I wanted to tell y'all when I went to college, I wasn't in a fraternity, but I was welcomed in all of them because I kind of supplied things.
Was it moonshine?
No, it was.
Oh, wow.
Marijuana and some white powder that kept everybody awake. But
okay, all right.
But I saw a fraternity. It's been a long time. They took and made these guys. They made them run like hell for about 30 minutes to get real sweaty and hot, and they soaked these fucking jock straps in liquid heat. And I mean, they had them sopping wet. And they made them fuckers put them things on and run for about an hour, and it was brutal, man. Some of them guys was crying.
Yeah, I know.
And they would paddle them up there in the mountains at App State. Man, they'd make these fucking paddles and make them bend over and knock the shit out of them.
I'm going to Boone. I'm going to Boone next month. He said App State. That's where Boone. That's in Boone, North Carolina. I'm going there next month.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I thought our pledging was pretty impressive, but I've heard of other fraternities over the years. It's no fucking joke, man. It's scary as shit.
It's insane.
I hear like kids, like some of the boys can't even sit down in class because their ass is whelped and blistered.
I remember walking up to the frat house. It was always like 9, 10 o'clock at night. You had a pledge meeting. And I remember I would show up at the house and it would be all lights are off and shit. And like, I was scared fucking out of my mind. Like, what's going on tonight?
I saw one of those parties, they was talking about lifting girls' shirts up when they passed out. They pulled this girl's pants up and took her panties down and stuck a plastic spoon in her pussy, and then everybody took pictures of it.